Hi, my name is Savannah, and this is the Sewlivi Dyes Yarn podcast. I appreciate you stopping by. It is currently June 2nd, 2023 at about 11 a.m. I've already had a pretty good start to my day. We just got back from running a couple of errands, and now I thought I might as well squeeze in a quick video because I do not have a lot to show or talk about really, I don't think, but I'd like to get this out there for any and all who are interested in what I am working on. You might notice that the background is a little different. I've been trying to figure out the best way for me. This still isn't the best. The lighting down in this basement just absolutely sucks. I have no natural light down in this room at all, unfortunately. So the lighting is always terrible. It's all pot lights overhead. I do have a lamp in this corner, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything for me. So that's unfortunate, always with the lighting. One day I will figure out this lighting. I've tried ring lights in the past, and I can't stand the little ring light reflecting in my glasses, so that's why I don't use those. But yeah, so what I was saying is new location. And that's because I rearranged my craft space. This couch used to be kind of like going this way, right here in this room. And I actually moved it against this wall right here. And then this is where my hand spun yarn is, and then the TV's right there. Because I moved, I have a big table that I was using for ironing and cutting patterns out. And it was just all the way over here close to this door. So this was kind of like the hallway area-ish. And it was taking up a lot of space over there. And plus it was really far from my sewing machine, which is way over on the other side there. So I thought, why don't I just rearrange this room? Because it'd be great to have like a work table in the middle of the room. But it can't be directly in the middle of the room because I couldn't plug my iron in. So I had to move it kind of closer over to this corner. But you know what? It's all working out. I have plenty of space to print and assemble patterns down here on the floor or blocking sweaters when I'm done knitting them. And then I have this work table that I can fold up if I want to. It folds up into like a bar sized table. But I have this here for, ironing and cutting. And then the couch is just here. And if you just turn this way, you can still watch the TV if needed. But it has been very helpful with the last couple of projects that I have been working on, sewing related. So yes, that is what is going on here. So I think this is going to stay like this for a while. So yeah, I think this is how it's going to stay. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the crafting stuff since there isn't too much to talk about. I've been focusing on one knitting project this past week, and that is the, what is it called? Salty Days by Kuta Vakika or Veronica Lindberg. This is still a little bit damp because I finished it last night. I gave it a bath and laid it out to dry or block overnight, but because we're in a basement and it's really chilly down here, even in the summers, it takes forever for things to dry. But I finished it, so I can't put it on yet. Like I said, it's still pretty damp. I need to be careful holding it up since this is the yarn. It has a lot of alpaca in it, so it will stretch. But there it is. I did not, what do you want to call it? I did not omit anything from the sleeves because honestly, I think it would have been too short if I did. I'm hoping the blocking did what I need it to do. I think it did. I blocked everything to the schematics in the pattern because I do like how it sits on her. So I just followed that. So yeah, the yarn that I used, I'm going to lay this actually down on the ground. and I grabbed a skein of yarn. So the yarn that I used is this right here. I'm using the forward-facing camera, so it's not going to focus very well, but this is the Hobby Divina. It is 65% baby alpaca, 25% polyamide, and 10% merino wool. It's the color number 28, but that is, on Ravelry, it's labeled as a sage, even though it's more of a blue-green. It's definitely blue-green. I'm sorry that I have to use my forward-facing camera and it doesn't focus very well. It's just, I hate not being able to see what I'm showing you. And then when I was using the continuity camera function with my computer, I was having lots of issues where it would just completely erase everything I had just recorded. So instead of the headache, we'll just go back to forward-facing for now until I can come up with something different. But anyways, I had 9 skeins of this in my stash. I originally had this slotted for a different project, but had since, I mean, it's been a couple of years, since decided I didn't want to make that pattern. So I was like, okay, I'll just use this for the salty days. Out of the 9, I only used 6. So I still have 3 balls of this left. So I'm debating on what I should do with it. If I should, see, I don't know if I should try to come up with another project I could use this for, or if I should just post this on my Etsy as a destash. It is a chainette styled yarn, and it is a worsted weight, I believe. It doesn't say, yeah, it does. It's labeled as a 4, so it's a worsted weight, chainette styled yarn. I have 3 skeins, full skeins, unopened like this. So I'm just unsure what I should do with this yet. So, but yes, I have a finish. Finally have a finish. It feels like a million years since I've finished something knit-wise. But it's done. And so last night after I did that, I picked up my Shore Tee by Ann Bensel and decided to try to work on that a little bit. But it wasn't much, so I didn't bring it down to show you guys. Oh, excuse me. And I didn't touch the Farnham sweater at all this week, and that's okay. I'm actually debating on casting on something new, just to kind of lift my knitting bug back up. So I was thinking of doing the Felix cardigan, getting that out of stash, and because I could use that this summer, I could use it just in general. People talk about gaps in their wardrobe when it comes to knitting and sewing, I guess, but that is definitely something. Cardigans, all I have are store-bought. I have mostly store-bought cardigans, and then I have a few hand knit ones, but just not nothing that's neutral that I can wear with everything, honestly, because all my cardigans that I've knit are on the more colorful side, so so I need something a little bit more neutral. So I was thinking about that. Plus, that's a quick knit. I believe it's on a US 10 or 6mm needle. It's using worsted weight yarn, and plus I'd get it out of my stash. So I'm just thinking about doing that, actually. All right, let's go ahead, and that was it for knitting. That is it for knitting. I don't have any purchases for knitting at all, so yeah, we will go ahead and carry on. So sewing. I don't remember what I had showed you last week. I meant to review what I was showed last week, but I figured I'd grab the last 2 things that I made and just show those. So right here we have the Hinterland dress by SewLiberated. I made the size 10, and I used this lovely curtain. I believe I showed the curtain, right? I showed the curtain last week. I know I showed all the fabrics and stuff, but I don't think this was made into a dress. But look, it's so beautiful. I absolutely love how this turned out. So I was a little worried I wasn't going to have enough fabric to make this dress, but in all actuality, I had plenty. The only thing I changed on this is that I did not add the inseam pockets. I kind of wish that I would have, because I had planned to do like patch pockets, which I can always go back and add after the fact, but I just haven't done it yet. But yeah, so this curtain was 100% cotton. It was a DKNY curtain. And I really just love the fabric. The print is beautiful. The actual feeling of the fabric is wonderful. And yeah, so I finished this. Oh, okay. So I started it on Monday and finished it Tuesday morning. So I wore this to knit group on Tuesday. So yeah, I guess I didn't have it done at all. But yeah, everything is awesome. I don't know what else to tell you about this. If you haven't made a Hinterland dress, don't mind the creases. I had to rip out the hem, or you know how a curtain is like hemmed on all sides. I ended up ripping all that out just to get a little extra fabric, just to make sure I had enough, and that did help, definitely. But it obviously left a crease. I haven't washed it yet since making the dress. I've done a lot of pressing to try to get that, but anyways, I don't know what else to say. I was going to say, just if you haven't made a Hinterland dress yet, I highly recommend it. I'm sure I'm going to make more. Oh my God. Maybe I should have got, okay, so I'm going to show you this fabric I bought today at Joann's. Maybe I should have got some more of, oh man. Either way, doesn't matter. I'll talk about it in a minute. But I would love to maybe make a sleeveless, placketless version to wear over like long sleeve shirts and jeans, maybe, or leggings. We'll see. That's future. But yes, the Hinterland dress. This thing was amazing to make. And the pattern, the instructions were so easy to follow. Okay, and then the next thing I made is actually a two-piece. It's a little two-piece. It's not fully finished, but I'll tell you why in a minute. Oop, I need to trim that. So the first thing I made, this is also from one of those thrifted sheets that I purchased recently. I made the Pomona. I keep on saying Paloma, but it's Pomona. Pomano. The Pomona pants by Anna Allen. These are a pretty popular pant for people to make, or at least people I watch make a lot of these. And I can see why. The pattern is two pieces, just amazing, super easy to make. I made the tapered leg version, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to go back and make the wide leg version and probably the short version as well at some point. But yeah, I made the tapered leg. I cheated and just used the bottom hem of the sheet as the hem of the pants, so I didn't have to do anything there. Yeah, I definitely need to trim that. I guess I missed those strings. I don't have a scissors nearby. But yes. And then you add one pocket to the butt, depending on, and then the side that you choose depends on which is your dominant side. So I put it on my right side, because that's the side I put my pocket in, or my phone in all the time. So yeah, the shorts, you can put both, but it's recommended to just do one for the pants. I mean, you could do both if you wanted to. And I had actually cut two pockets, but then decided just to do the one. Make it easy. But yes, this was super easy. The only difficult part I had was you do a double stitch down the interior, the inseam. That was a little difficult because everything's already attached, so you're like trying to shove it real carefully into your machine without catching anything else. So that was difficult. And then this part was my own failing. Putting the elastic in, I had somehow twisted it at some point, and I was like trying to figure out where the heck the twist was and trying to untwist it, and then I realized that I couldn't untwist it, so I had to rip open part of the seam, get it, and instead of undoing the whole elastic, I just cut it where the twist was and then re-sewed it together. So There are 2 joins in the elastic inside these pants, but not a big deal. But I really, really enjoy these. I'm still debating if I want to crop them a little bit more. I'm not sure yet. They do look like pajamas, but I don't care. This sheet, as you can see, it's a blue and white gingham checked fabric, whatever you want to call it. It is 50% cotton and 50% polyester. It is a thicker type of material, but it works really great for these pants. Now the shirt that I made, this fabric does not work very well for this shirt, but that's okay. Maybe it just needs a couple washes to soften up. I don't know. I mean, it's a thrifted sheet. It's already been washed a bunch of times, but we'll see. This is the Joanie top by SewLiberated. Yes. And this one was definitely a little bit more complex of a piece that I've made. I mean, what's more complex? A collared shirt or a pair of trousers with a fly closure? I don't know. I mean, I've done both, and I mean, I guess because I'm more familiar with a fly closure, it doesn't feel that bad anymore, like that scary anymore. This was a little, I don't know. Either way, this did feel a bit complex, but I managed through. I did have a few little oopsies, but that's okay. I managed to attach this back panel the wrong way. I don't know how, but I did. And so I had to rip out a bunch of seams. And then, like, I had even edge stitched this back part to the top yoke and didn't realize until after I picked it up and went to go attach the sides together that I messed up. But I think the collar wasn't terrible. It was a little bit of a struggle to get it, but it wasn't too bad. The only thing I have left to do is do the buttonholes and attach the buttons, which I purchased the buttons today. I wanted white buttons. I didn't have any white buttons in stash. All I have are like wooden and black buttons, and I didn't want any of those on here. So the Joanie shirt. Yeah, it just feels a little bit stiff with this fabric, but I thought they were cute. So it does make it look like a little pajama set, but I was going more for a faux jumpsuit. One piece, yeah, jumpsuit, that's what they're called, right? I was going for a faux jumpsuit. I thought that would have been cute, but I think this is probably more on the pajama side. Who knows? I'm not going to wear these as pajamas, but yeah. Anyways, that came out of a full size sheet. Oh, I forgot to tell you the size I made. So in the pants, I made a size 10, and in the shirt, I made a size 12. I thought I was going to make a size 10 because the Hinterland dress is a size 10, but I'm glad I went with a 12, or else it would have been too tight in the shoulders. I must have more or broader shoulders than I realize, because that's usually where I have issues with dresses I make. It's always a little bit tight in the shoulders. So yeah, the Pomona pants, which I will be making more of in all the views, as they call it. All the terminology. And then the shirt. Will I make another one of these shirts? Maybe in the future, but it'll be with a definitely drapier fabric. Okay, and then that was all for sewing. I just finished, well, semi-finished that shirt yesterday, so that's it for sewing. I did run to Joann's this morning to get the buttons. I also grabbed an invisible zipper to possibly do that green fabric I talked about last week as the Burnside bibs, but the version with the zipper in it, maybe. But I grabbed it just in case. If I don't use the zipper, I don't use the zipper. And then I decided to look at fabric, and it was very tempting to buy all sorts of stuff, but to be honest, I don't have any projects planned past this point, really. I do have another shirt pattern already cut out and ready to go if I want to. And then I have this apron that I've had in my, like, a pattern for like an apron in my documents forever on my computer, and I figured, why not make that we can grab some fabric for that, I guess. But other than that, I didn't know, you know, what to get. Like, I was looking at all the apparel, like linen-esque or the cotton gauze and all this beautiful fabric. But I was like, I don't know how much to get because I don't know what I want to make with it. Shoot. There was this other one. But anyways, so I was just like, okay, I'm not going to get anything except for this one piece for the apron. This one's really beautiful. Joann's is having a sale currently where you could get their cotton canvas for $5 a yard. And I was like, that's really good. The only issue is the cotton canvas is only 45 inches wide. So that does limit me a lot with, I mean, a lot of patterns I've purchased, I've noticed that they give you an estimate for yardage based on the different sizes, like 45-inch fabric and then like 54 to 60-inch fabric. But I don't have anything stored on my phone, so I don't know anything when it comes to how much fabric I need for anything I'm interested in making. And I am feeling maybe starting to burn out a little bit. I want to do more knitting. I want to get a lot of those knitted t-shirts started. So we are seeing which way we go now. Yeah. So I bought some cotton canvas at least to make the apron. I think I should have got more of this, to be honest, to make, like, I think these would make a really cool pair of pants. So this, how gorgeous is this? Like, I want this just to make pillows with too. Like, this is beautiful. All these flowers. It's wonderful. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a little apron out of this. I just have to print out the pattern and cut it out and all that jazz. So other than that, yeah, like I said, I got a zipper, got the buttons, got this fabric. I do still have a pile of fabric, the polyester twills, the other 2 sheets, and then the green fabric that I showed all last week. I still have that and sitting right there. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with all of that. I guess it's okay that I am burning out. I was trying to, and I think I've successfully hit that. I'm just still a little nervous to return the serger to my friend because as soon as I do, I feel like something else is going to pop up. And I've been looking at some beautiful patterns from the assembly line, and I really want like 3 or 5 of them. I put 5 of them in my wish list, and at least 2 of them are like I definitely want. The third one is I would love to have that kind of thing. It's just the patterns are really expensive. So all right, I think that is it. I don't have much else to talk about. You know, life is just one day at a time. So we will see. We will see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and debate on starting the new cardigan. I think I will, just to get that out of stash. And I need to plan my next video for the 6-month update review thing. Whatnot. Okay, that is all, and I will let you go, and you guys can have a wonderful rest of your week. Again, thank you for stopping by, and I will see you next time.